Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Johannes Gloria. I will be presenting today the importance of the integration of information technology in business management. Um, to start with, I have some topics listed here, and I will be more than happy to discuss each topics for you guys. So the topics that will be covered in this presentation are the overview of technology. We also have the overview of business, importance of technology in business, technology and human resource management, and IT plan for business, and also the conclusion part. So these are the important things that I will be tackling for today, and I will provide my inputs as well afterwards. So without further ado, let's begin. Oh, by the way, I actually utilized the hyperlink feature for this presentation. So, by clicking this one, it will lead me directly to the slides that I will be discussing. So to proceed, let's start defining first what is technology or technology in business in general. So technology is the application of scientific knowledge to the practical aims of human life, or as it's sometimes phrased, to the change and manipulation of the human environment. So in the context of business management, technology is mostly used as an information processing network. Now, it serves as the acquisition, recording, organization, retrieval, display, and dissemination of information. So in recent years, the term has often been applied to computer-based operations specifically, right? So technology nowadays, it really boosted in how we communicate, or the impact itself is phenomenal, and all not only in business but also in the academic side. So that's actually more of the that's actually the side of technology. But what is business? Let's try to define what business is all about, right? So we all know, we are PhD students. So most of us here are actually business graduates, right? So on the other hand, businesses or business refers to an organization or an enterprising entity engaged in commercial, industrial, and or professional activities. So business can be profit or for profit, or for-profit entities or nonprofit organizations fulfilling charitable missions or furthering social causes. Businesses ranges in scale from sole proprietorship also to international corporations, no? And the range in size differs from small to large. So the business term also defines the efforts and activities of the individuals to produce and sell goods and services for profits. And given that we have backtracked with technology and business, we can actually relate this to particularly on the subject that we're trying to explore today, and how we can relate business and technology as one of the professional tools that would really not only expedite the process in terms of economic impact, but in the sense that how they have been really a foundation. They served as foundation on both business and technology. So going back to the main page, so the importance of technology in business. So the world we live in today is not the world we were born into. Where we actually, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the word getting migrants, or what we call information migrants, or how we have actually lived without technology before up until this date. Now technology is now a huge part of our business endeavor. So in the past few years, technology has changed the way we interact, so the way we conduct businesses, and the way we shop, and the way we live and work. So it has become an integral part of our routine and now forms the indispensable part of life. So the importance of technology in business cannot be understated. Companies worldwide are relying on emerging technologies, to help improve their competitive advantage and drive strategy and growth. Today, we cannot even consider doing business without internet, right? So it's actually one of the major requirements in doing business, may it be through local or mostly online transactions, is the use of internet. We're also utilizing nowadays video conferencing, project management apps, and more. And these are the technology and business terms that I've actually gathered today that we will be defining each, so that we will be aware what are those references that they can provide in terms of technology and business relation. So first, we have to define what is communication. No? We are already familiar with the word communication itself. So technology enables a faster and wider and more efficient means of communication. So this will include interactions with your team or with your clients, potential customers, investors, or the general public. So nowadays we are utilizing video conferencing or video conferencing technologies such as Zoom or Skype, and make meetings from across geographical borders more conveniently. So we also have emails, newsletters, social media, and other platforms that are equally essential resources for communication. So next, we're going to define security. What is security in terms of technology in business? So with the rise in cybercrime and database breaches, tight security is imperative for all of the businesses. Today, all business assets are mostly stored in cloud or on endpoints. So this has made it necessary for companies to adopt strict measures to keep our data as well as of their customers' data. That's why we actually have this Data Privacy Act or law, right? So how do we deal with sensitive information, especially if we have a huge scale business where we have tons of customers doing businesses with us on a daily basis? So we have to make sure that the information that we have from them, or especially their personal information, we have to treat it as with utmost concern to protect the integrity of their private information, to make sure that it's not easily accessible to the general public. And that's actually one of the things that a lot of companies prioritize nowadays, especially telecommunications, where they store very sensitive information, bank information even, and a lot more. And lastly, efficiency. So technology helps increase the efficiency of systems, products, and services. So it helps track and streamline processes and maintain data flow and manage contacts and employee records. So in fact, the increased efficiency in operations help reduce costs as well as enable our business to grow rapidly. If we really become efficient, we utilize our resources well, spending less while providing the excellent quality service the customer deserves. That's actually one of the main aims of a lot of businesses nowadays. And also, we also have employee assistance. Why is it important that we need to discuss employee assistance as part of our technology in business? So we are actually familiar with the customer service, the word customer service, right? So at the same time, we're also familiar with our employee assistance service. So a lot of people, especially a lot of business books, consider employees as the backbone of our company or of the company. So most employees feel the need to use the latest technologies in performing their task, with the belief that it will help them drive or deliver the best results. So companies need to consider cost output relationship and provide suitable technology to enhance results. And time and money in technology and business, of course, one of the primary reasons why a lot of people engage in businesses is because to create revenue, to generate revenue, and also at the same time to utilize or maximize their consumption of time. So technology helps businesses achieve more in less time, especially when it comes to automation, right? So with no detriment to the quality of product or service, in fact, technology now is performing repetitive tasks that were earlier performed by people. So this helps saving employee costs or having them work in areas where they really needed. So a lot of huge companies now are utilizing self-automation process. Even huge companies that sell cars nowadays, they are now investing to robotic machineries which automates everything. They spend less. I mean, the cost is actually way less cost effective. The cost is actually they can save more rather. It's cost effective, and at the same time, it's less risky compared to having a human or a person doing the task for them. It's quite hazardous as well. No? So these are the technology in business or terms that I would like to you guys to or us to explore. And actually, there are a lot more, but I've actually focused on the five because for me, these are the things that really created impact to the business and technology areas. So let's go back to the main page, right? So let's go to the technology and HR management, human resource management. Now, let's backtrack on what is human resource management. So it isn't the organizational function that manages all the issues related to people in an organization, right? So that includes, but not limited to, compensation, recruitment, and hiring, even performance management, organization, safety, wellness, benefit or employee motivation, communication policies, and a lot more. So human resource management is also a strategic and comprehensive approach to managing people and the workplace. Culture environment as well. If it's done well, it enables the employees to contribute effectively and productively to the overall company direction and the accomplishment of the organization's goals and objectives. So the department members provide the knowledge necessary, also necessary tools and training, even administrative training, coaching, legal management advice, and a lot more. Even the talent management, it oversights the rest of the organization that needs for successful operation. So this is how human resource management is provided impact, related how it is related to business and technology in general, because of course human resource it is they are basically connecting everyone within the company. And also technology in the human resource management. So as mentioned earlier, HR, they have several functions at their disposal, not only for human guidance, but at the same, if not recruitment, they also tackle payroll, expense management, and even talent management. So human resource technology, it is an umbrella term for software and associated hardware for automating the human resources function in organizations. So it includes employee payroll, the compensation and talent acquisition management, even the workforce analytics and the performance management and benefit administration as well. So technology aids in the functions of human resource staff, such as payroll. So many HRM systems also incorporate the function of paying and tracking employees' wages and salaries, and withholding taxes and other deduction. So even nowadays, especially for huge companies, they are utilizing automation in the payroll system. So they actually rented a software, if not develop their own software, wherein the automation takes place in the payroll system. So you don't need to manually calculate everything. The system will do it for you. Basically, it will expedite the process, and it actually lessens the burden of being an HR manager, if not an HR employee. So at the same time, through the utilization of technology, it can actually help fix any issues related to expense management. So also related to payroll, it is is what we call an expense software, which HR departments use to provide travel services to employees, record-related expenses, pay providers, and reimburse employee through a link to the payroll service. So some organizations use expense report software to provide managers with a clear picture of the organization spending through automated analytics and reporting. Lastly, we have the talent manager, right? So for this, what do you call this slide, we have the talent manager. So the talent management is the process of recruiting, developing, and compensating employees. It is often managed in a separate application or in talent management software suites that consists of integrated modules for recruitment and onboarding. So learning and development, performance management, compensation management, and succession planning. These are part of what we call the talent management software. Though it's kind of expensive to use a talent management software, but it pays a lot of success. No, it pays great, and it results to automation and less human resource requirements in terms of executing work and plan. Then we also have technology and human resource management, performance management, employee management, and benefits administration. Right. So the performance management, as employers, we have a lot of companies have automated, performance management system. Usually before it is done through by the HR through manually rather. So they also started to embrace the idea of monitoring employees' job performance. So continuously instead of traditional annual job review. So both performance management modules within the HRM systems and separate performance management platforms also sometimes offer interactive features that enables employee feedback in a process called continuous performance management. So workforce analytics uses individual performance management software and skills data or data to optimize the allocation of development of human capital and identify the need for new departments and positions. We also have the employee management. Employee engagement platforms and apps use a variety of approaches to try to keep the workers interested and enthusiastic about their job. So we also have a lot of B2B software nowadays, or business to business software. Today self-employee management software system, and they provide easy access to the list of employees within the company itself. And of course, lastly, we have the benefits administration. So as a whole, HR technology for benefits administration began to become digitalized more recently in the core HRM tasks, not only by putting benefits and information online, but also by enabling employees to engage with benefits choices more easily. So as you can see, they're all interconnected with the help of technology in businesses. We can really say that it actually maximizes not only the effort, but at the same time, we become more efficient and effective in utilizing technology to enhance the performance of our human resource management team. So the importance of business having IT plans for business. 1 second. One second. Resume the importance of having an IT plan for business. So the strategic planning of IT processes can be a critical part of ensuring that a business performs optimally, as a proper IT plan will provide more than just support, advice, and assistance. So strategic planning of IT process can be critical, right? So an information technology or IT strategic plan is a document that outlines the different technology-based businesses, a business management process that organization uses to guide successful operations. So this plan is designed to act as a guide for employees to use when making IT-related decisions, as well as to help the organizations put together its overall IT strategy. While an IT strategy focuses on how we help the organization succeed, an IT strategic plan will help the business implement those strategies. That's why it's very paramount importance to consider having an IT plan, right? Especially if we are operating in a large scale organization. So the information technology pertaining to strategic planning process, we have the overview of IT plan, the first stage. We also have the long-term vision of the company and defining the gaps in the IT plan. So number one, overview of the IT plan, the first stage. So these are the processes in creating an IT strategic plan, which will often be, strategic plan will often be as follows. So again, first we have the overview of the IT plan. So during the first stage of putting together an IT strategic plan, a business will need to define a long-term vision and mission statement for the business. So doing so will show where you want your business to go, and at the same time how these goals relate to the strategic objectives of the organization. Number two, we have the long-term vision of the company, so which is the second stage. It is important to analyze the technological and human resources that the company already has, as well as the market trends and future technological environment that the organization plans to use to achieve its objectives. This will help the business define the strategic guidelines and tangible objectives that they would want to achieve. Then we have the third stage, which is about the defining gaps in the IT plan. Why is it important that we need to define these gaps in the IT plan? Why is it important that we need to connect these gaps or fill these gaps to make sure that our strategic process or planning process is more than cohesive? So it is important to make sure to study the current state of the company system, its processes and technology assets, and to compare them to long-term business prospects, defining the previous step. So by comparing the two, you will be able to identify the gaps in the IT plan and recommend necessary actions. Then we have the scheduling and budgeting implementation of the IT plan for the fifth stage, and we have the benchmarking on the sixth stage. So scheduling and budgeting, why is it included here? Of course, it's very important in building an effective IT plan. Involves developing priorities and putting together the budgets and investment plans for purchasing new softwares and hardwares in the future, because everything that we do within the company will actually somehow involves costing or costs. So we have to make sure that we are very keen in preserving not only our resources, but at the same time maximizing our resources through budgeting and scheduling. So we also have benchmarking. So a lot of companies nowadays are actually familiar about the implementing of the IT strategic plan. So based on what the organization defined in their strategic plan, decisions can be made to research or to reach the agreed upon objectives. So this will include training, vendor and software selection, system integration, and at the same time, hardware and procurement. So lastly, we have the benchmarking. So after the IT strategic plan has been implemented, it is important to evaluate the results and compare them with the organizational objectives and defined in the document. This will help you determine if the plan and implementation was actually achieved together with its expected results. So these are the steps that a business or organization must consider if they were to integrate an IT plan for their business. So this six-step plan is considered as the holy order of the integration of technology in the organization. So of course, in the conclusion part, so businesses need to have an in-depth understanding of the technological tools in order to optimally leverage them. So management information system go a long way in helping the companies track their data, sales, productivity levels, and even expenses. So data can also identify areas of improvement as well as opportunities for growth. But ably handling information systems will also help the business streamline administrative operations, reduce operation costs, innovate rather, and then enter new markets even, and improve customer service, which is the main important thing here is to provide quality service to our customer and create a competitive advantage for themselves in the market. So thank you so much for listening. This is all for this presentation. Once again, thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down in our comment section, or you can let me know after this presentation. So once again, my name is Johannes Gloria. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend, and have a great summer ahead of you.